What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video. If you are new around here, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. So, today's been kind of a bit of an upset news day, so instead of focusing on the news, let's do more of like more optimistic type of video, which would be the best case scenario for Republicans to win back the Senate later this year. They have a high floor as is. Can they win more seats than what they're currently projected to take? So that being said, let's start by filling out the map, but before we do that, let's take a look at the map from 2018. Several seats like West Virginia and Ohio and Montana, these are all safe red seats. At the presidential level, West Virginia, Joe Manchin went up against a horrible candidate and a libertarian. If he wasn't running, Manchin would have gone down. Then you got Ohio, Sherrod Brown's approval ratings are underwater, and Montana, Republicans tried absolutely nothing there. And Utah, which you will get a flip in Utah, considering Mitt Romney is not running again. I just hope it's not John Curtis who wins, or whatever that guy's. There's another John running. I think it's John Curtis. I hope he doesn't win the nomination, because he would probably be worse than Mitt Romney. With that being said, we got to fill out this map here. Wyoming, Utah, North Dakota, both of Nebraska's. Missouri, no Hawley's going to win easily. West Virginia and Indiana. And in a best-case scenario, we'll put Texas and Florida, both in that column. So that being said, Democrats, they're going to get California. No, Garvey's not going to win, not even a best-case scenario. Then Democrats get Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts, and Vermont, all by safe margins, along with Hawaii. Hawaii margins might get closer, but it's not going to be safe in a best-case scenario. So right out of the gate, Republicans have 50 seats. And Democrats are going to probably hold Maine, more likely than not, probably by a likely margin, because Againn King's an independent, he's running again, but Againn King, he caucuses with the Democrats, and a lot of people don't realize that. So that being said, likely Republican states, I would probably, in a best-case scenario, give Ohio to likely Republican. There's more analysis that's going to have to be dived into that seat. I mean, people are saying Bernie Moreno, he's not electable, but really he is electable. If Trump's on the ballot, he's going to win easily, especially because which Trump voters are really going to come out and vote for Sherrod Brown, considering Trump's on the ticket. So that's something you got to think about. So that being said, I think Democrats will get Minnesota by a likely margin and New York by likely margins. And that's going to be that. So you got two more states. Unfortunately, Republicans aren't flipping New York. I wish they would, but they won't. New York is not there yet. And then New Mexico, Democrats are going to take it by about a lean, I would say. And then next up, we got the lean states to go. I'd say in a best case scenario, Maryland would be a lean. Polls are showing that Hogan is going by double digits over the other guy. I'm going to see if I can pull up the poll right here. I don't know if it's around, but I'll see if I can find it, and we'll look at it. So here's the poll right here that I was talking about. It took me a little while to find it. It was not on Emerson. It was on the Washington Post, and Hogan is leading by double digits over all of his opponents. But the biggest difference is that control over the U.S. Senate in Maryland is favored by the Democrats. I'm not expecting Hogan to win at the end of the day, but if we're being honest here, if it's by a best-case scenario, Republicans are going to win that seat by a lean margin. Now, Hogan, I'm not the biggest Hoganator or Hogan fan out there, but he is definitely much better than, like, a Democrat, because at least Hogan would vote with us like some of the time, like around 70% of the time, where a Democrat wouldn't vote with us at all. But with that being said, let's move on to our next lean state, the state of Montana. As I said before, best case scenario, I'd say in a regular scenario, that'd be about a lean as well, lean Republican. But still, in a best case scenario, I think Trump wins the state by about 20, John Forte wins the state by about 10, and then Sheehy will win the state by about 5 or 6. That's where I'm aiming my target on that right now. And with that being said, let's move on to the lean Democrat states, that's going to be Pennsylvania. You're not knocking off Bob Casey with with Dave McCormick. If you had somebody like Sean Parnell enter the race out of nowhere and he got the nomination out of nowhere, then you could flip that seat. But I don't think Parnell is going to run. So yeah. Anyways, with that being said, tilt Republican states. Best case scenario, Republicans can flip New Jersey. If Bob Menendez gets his hat in the ring and runs as an independent, we can flip that seat. I know that's going to be a little bit objective to a lot of people. Best case scenario, we could also flip Virginia with Hung Kao. He's going to be the nominee. That's going to be a relatively easy, straightforward flip. And then if we look at the polling for the state of Wisconsin, which is the biggest one I wanted to touch on, which that is right here. If we scroll down, it's somewhere around here. But Hovde and Baldwin. Hovde entered seemingly out of nowhere, no namer, and he's already gaining traction against Baldwin, and he's basically uncontested in the primary. So Hovde, 42%, to Baldwin's 45%. Polls here in Wisconsin have been off in previous years by quite a bit in favor of Democrats. So is Hovde up by more? Well, I don't really know, but I'd assume he is up by more, and he's more popular than people say he is. So Hovde actually has a relatively high floor here. He can actually win the state by about 1 to 2 points should he go out there and win. And he's got the endorsement of their favorite governor, Scott Walker, who, in my opinion, is a phenomenal governor and would make a great Trump vice presidential pick. I'll have more on that in another video. So that being said, the state of Michigan, I don't really like Mike Rogers at all, but he's polling about 2 points lower than Slotkin. Unfortunately, James Craig dropped out of the race, which I was a little upset about that. But if we're talking best case scenario, we're going to have to give the state to the Republicans. There's just no way that I see Democrats holding it if Trump wins the state by about 7, which in a best case scenario, that would be likely the case of Trump doing so. Anyways, the state of Arizona, that's also going to go for Lake by a tilt margin, considering best case scenario. Lake is going to win it. She almost won the governorship. People are saying, oh, we need Masters to win. No, we don't need Masters to win. Lake performed better than Masters in the 2022 midterms, and I know midterms don't speak everything, but it's true. She's definitely the better candidate, and she's definitely more electable than say Blake Masters, especially if Blake Masters underperformed Lake by about a few points. Anyways, Nevada. Polls in Nevada are showing that Trump is winning the state by like 2 points. You got him winning by about 7. You got him winning by about 3. And then you got these polls here where Trump and Biden are kind of tightening their lead a little bit. Robert Kennedy's increasing his lead, taking more votes from Biden more likely than not. And the undecideds are going down. This was just at the current poll time. And according to this, Brown is at 39%. So he's starting to poll better. If Trump wins the state by like 3 to 4 to 5 points, I think Trump can take Brown with him, and he is going to have a decent-sized Senate majority to work with should he win the White House back. So that being said, this is the map. This is your final map in an absolute best-case scenario. Like, if everything goes right on election night, this is the map you can expect to have. Now, will my prediction be this? No, it will not. But this is the best-case scenario type of prediction if we are to win and everything goes well. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe down below if you are new once again, and enjoy the rest of your day.